Hello my friends, this is Leo Augusto and today we're going to learn about a sinister creature that's causing big problems in the lives of kids and teenagers who like to play portable video games. That's right, recent cases show a pattern in the attacks suffered by people in this age group, ranging from 8 to about 19 years old. They all report that they found a portable video game. They started playing this new game never seen or even reported before. It's like you're inside the game and you have to defeat other enemies. If you're losing with your health bar almost running out, you're given the option to use your own blood to restore your character's health. If you accept, a wire is plugged into your vein to make this conversion. If you refuse and die with the character, you'll go back to the beginning of the game and will have to play everything again. It's not exactly known what kind of device this is or how this video game appears to these people. But the families of these victims say it didn't seem like anything strange. Nowadays, it's normal for a child or teenager to spend hours playing games. But they start to find it strange because they were extremely addicted. And they never stopped playing. The strangest thing for Donna Maria das Dores was seeing her son plugged in, losing blood and becoming anemic. She thought that game was satanic, sent by the devil to destroy her family. Since then, her son was forbidden to play. And when she went to destroy the device, it was no longer there. It disappeared. Whatever this handheld game is, we can observe a parasitic pattern there. It sucks blood while feeding and entertains the host. So be careful, my friends. If you see game blood, don't play it under any circumstances. Tom is a young man who was a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog until one day the mailman left a package at his door. It was a CD labeled Sonic.exe and a letter signed by his friend Kyle, who hadn't been heard from in 2 weeks. In the letter, he begged Tom to destroy the disc before it was too late. Tom thought it was a prank and started playing. When he pressed start, the opening screen changed for just a split second before the screen went black. The image that appeared in that frame was the opening screen of the game, bizarrely distorted with a dark sky, red water, and where it should have said SEGA. 1991 was written as SEGA. 666. To make it worse, man, Sonic himself was changed. His eyes were completely black and bleeding. When choosing the only available character, Tails, Tom kept finding more evidence that something was wrong with the game. There were large amounts of dead animals. Then he finds Sonic at the end of the level. When Tails tried to get his attention during a scene by touching his shoulder, Sonic's eyes opened. Hello, do you want to play? In the next level, Hide and Seek, Tom witnessed Sonic with blood in his eyes literally flying after Tails, disappearing quickly and appearing in front of the fox, hitting him hard, and now that was trouble. You're too slow, want to try again? After playing with Knuckles and losing brutally to the bizarre Sonic, Tom decided to take a break from the game and lie down. But during his rest, he was tormented by nightmares. He saw himself inside the game, and the demonic Sonic came flying after him and caught him. Tom woke up in a cold sweat and decided to go back to the game. This time he chose Robotnik and continued playing. The little devil teleported in front of Robotnik and the screen went black again. I am God. So Tom gave up playing that bizarre game. He was really scared and decided to lie down. But to his surprise, he saw his Sonic plush toy on his bed all covered in blood. Jeff was a simple boy who lived peacefully with his family, far from any trouble. However, the boy's father ended up getting a job offer, so they had to move to another city. There they met their new neighbors, a couple who invited Jeff's family to a birthday party that would take place in a few days. They accepted the invitation since it would be a good chance to get to know the people there better, right? The long-awaited school day finally arrived. Jeff and Lil went to the bus very excited. But they ended up being surprised when they saw 3 thugs charging a fee just to sit peacefully on the bus. They were forced to run away from that place. Jeff got furious and attacked the boys with a series of punches and kicks. Man, he used everything he had. But because of the fight, the two had to get out of there, man. When they got home, they decided to hide what happened. However, the police came to their house to find out who was responsible. Lou felt sorry for his brother, so he told the officers that it was his fault for attacking the boys.
The boys, unfortunately.
He got a year in jail for bodily injury. After what happened, the day of the party arrived. So Jeff's parents decided to take him to the birthday party to try to ease the tension that was hanging over the family. When they arrived at the party, Jeff noticed the 3 thugs from the bus. They were the neighbor's sons. The hosts of the party wanted revenge, man. So at a moment when he went to the bathroom, they surprised Jeff by hitting him on the head with a vodka bottle. They kept hitting him, and Jeff ended up losing his sense of right and wrong. He became extremely violent, fought back against all the blows, and took down 2 of the boys. Seeing that Jeff's face was soaked in vodka, the third one threw a lighter, and his face was completely burned. But he ignored the fire and went after the third one. Right after Jeff passed out, he fell with his head into the toilet. Jeff and the others were taken to the hospital. They put a plaster mask on to help the boy's face heal faster. The 3 children of those neighbors. It was already over. Jeff managed to survive after spending a year hospitalized in critical condition. With his face messed up, that day he was allowed to visit his family. And he was escorted to his house. He was wearing an ankle monitor so he wouldn't run away. When he took off the cast, his relatives were shocked by his completely wrecked face of the young man. Finally, after finishing dinner, the boy's mother went to say goodnight. However, she only found Lil sleeping in the room. Looking for Jeff, she found the young man, cutting his lips in the bathroom. He was trying to look more handsome, but he couldn't. Desperate because of the frightening figure, the woman runs to find her husband to tell him what happened, but she ends up finding her husband lifeless. Screaming for help, she was also targeted by Jeff. Then, hearing the sounds coming from the room, Lil slowly opened his eyes while lying in bed. Jeff remained on top of him, saying the following words. "Shh, go to sleep." Since then, he became known as Jeff the Killer, the one who invades people's lives and makes them sleep forever.